That was the fitting.
What's going on, Will?
The man. What's up, brother?
Hey!
How you doing,
Am
man?
I calling you? Well, answer it.
Hey, podcast time.
Well, that's perfect because I'm gonna slip out. But I want to celebrate. Y'all go support these bands. These guys are awesome. And
yeah, how long have we been casting?
You got it, man. The music industry is shit unless y'all go follow and support everybody. So on that note, here's the real man.
Right. Take
Hey, actually,
Will, take great spot.
Yeah, let Will sit there if you don't mind. How you been, man?
Good, buddy.
He snuck in here.
I'm always sneaking around.
Look at this. If you want to sit right there, that'd be good, so we can get you on camera, my man. There we go.
We're casting all day, man.
Dude.
I feel like we've been casting forever.
Got a face for podcasts.
It hasn't been that long. So it's been 40
days.
Oh, okay, really?
William Bridwell, how you been, my friend?
Doing well.
You excited about the lineup for tonight?
Ready for Summer Jam 2K22.
2K22, baby.
How many hours do you have into the planning of this, William? It's got to be a ton.
Yeah, it's a good bit.
Yeah?
I mean, through the booking process, getting all the promo and marketing stuff ready.
Yeah.
You know,
A lot more than just booking a neutral snap on a regular Friday, right?
as much as any other multiple band event, really.
Yeah. And you guys have been doing a bunch of those, right? Aren't you doing some sort of arena thing in Charleston, or did I see that right? Airbound?
We have Country Kicks Cancer coming up in Orlando, October 29th.
That's awesome.
Walker Hayes, Jesse James Decker, Maddie and Tay, Danielle Bradbury, and Craig Campbell.
Love Jesse James Decker, man.
Oh, yeah.
How much more difficult is it to put something like that together? A lot or a little?
When you start dealing with the major agencies, it really opens up a lot more shit that can go wrong.
Yeah. Bigger numbers, I suppose.
Or things that you don't... things just don't seem to go your way on those big events when booking big talent, so usually you have to go through, I think to get those 5 acts, we went through probably about a dozen offers.
Wow.
Wow,
interesting.
A little more time consuming.
Yeah, love to hear it though that it's going well. What has it been like? Like have you been a part of Bloom from the start, right? Like what's kind of your story on the involvement in it? I'm just curious.
So, prior to the venue being the Blue Room, it was South City Tavern and the Borough.
Gotcha.
When it was those venues, I was actually just starting to get, cut my teeth as a promoter.
Okay.
They were never busy here, either place.
Really?
And I would bring shows in, and those would be the only nights that they were busy.
Really?
So 2 venues ago was South City. Cut to when they're ready to get out of the business. They offered to sell South City to me. At that time, it wasn't the right time for me.
Gotcha.
So passed on it. Somebody came in, bought it, turned it into the Borough.
Gotcha. I don't remember that. Did the Borough stay open long? I remember
they were open for about 9 months.
9 months.
Yeah.
What a run.
They same situation. The owner was like, "Man, you seem to have a knack for this stuff. You know, would you be interested?" And it was the right time then. You know, I had formed a really good working relationship with my now partner Al Chapman, who y'all just spoke with.
Absolutely.
And, I pulled the trigger with the Borough owner and hit up Al and said, "Let's go."
And that was 4 years ago.
And that was 4 years ago.
It's gotta,
in this past May.
It's got to be daunting to be, or I don't know if daunting's the right word, but like with the cap on the inside's 900, right? Or is it 1100? What is it? Somewhere in there?
800.
To be like, all right, we got to fill this up every weekend.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, our main focus from the beginning has just been the brand and giving people a high level of entertainment. And trying to appeal to as wide of a demographic as possible, So
there are a lot of options when you come in here. Like you can either come inside and like rage face, whether it be to the band earlier in the night or like R.I.P. DJ Nino, he ain't dead
forever in our hearts.
But you could do that, or you can go outside on the beautiful turf back patio and like chill. Like there's like softer music going. There's probably a lot of people out there, but like it's not like everybody's like
like you can go outside and talk
like
if you want.
Yeah, you can go outside, talk, you can hang out, chill. It's cool having like both environments. Not a lot of bars have that.
Yeah. No doubt, and that's
that you guys can fence in the parking lot.
Yeah,
Clutch.
and-
JP could be a part of our marketing team. I mean,
I was
think
gonna
so.
say, I feel like this has just been like a
Beautiful.
sandals,
Blue, yeah.
like a sandals commercial. But
Brought to
but
you
it's-
by the Blue Room in
But it's also
Statesboro.
the Blue Room. Enjoy the beautiful turf patio. The Blue Room. Lacquered on bars and non-sticky floors. The Blue Room.
What is this, a prize I can win on
27
Wheel of Fortune or
toilets?
something? Yeah.
William, when did you
Just-
start booking?
just added
Snap?
7 more too there.
Oh, yo!
Let's go.
Toilets are so important in bars, man.
Dude, on Willie Nelson's rider, he requests a clean, never before used toilet installed
Really?
in the green room.
Amazing.
What's on the neutral snap
Just
rider for
y'all's
blue?
luck. 2
We got 2?
unused bathrooms
Yeah,
just
yeah.
unveiled for
We're
artists.
twice as good
Okay.
as Willie Nelson.
Yeah.
After that fried ice cream, absolutely.
Oh my God.
William, when did you start booking neutral snap? What was the first thing y'all did together? It's got to have been a couple years.
So we were introduced, I think, back in 2017, and the same week we were introduced, I ended up being in Tuscaloosa when they were playing a gig at
Was
Rounders.
that was the one at
Wow.
Rounders? Yeah.
That was when?
I remember that, yeah.
So I was
Oh my
in
God.
Tuscaloosa. You know, my other business is producing Greek life events.
Okay.
So I was in Tuscaloosa putting on an event, and
Were you,
ended up.
was that when you
meeting
were
up-
with Turnip Blood?
That was the brief stint. When
When you were working with them, because I remember you worked with them for a minute. But
Out of Athens, right? Turnip Bloods in Athens, I think. Right?
No, I think they're
think
out of
so.
Tuscaloosa.
Huh.
Are they? No.
Who knows?
who knows?
Whatever.
Who knows?
Who cares?
Anyways.
Fuck those guys.
Who cares?
Anyways, you saw him at Rounders.
Saw them around us.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw you Rounders and was blown away, man. I mean, like they're just killer and wildly entertaining and just a perfect demo for a college crowd, particularly. And I mean, I think we hit the ground running pretty hard. And
Yeah.
just, at that time, I don't think y'all had played in Georgia other than maybe
No.
a gig or two.
I think the first show we did in Statesboro was the Sigma Chi fraternity party,
Sigma Chi fraternity
which
party.
was wild.
Wow.
But after that, I remember we played Barrel House one time
With Danger Muffin.
with Danger Muffin.
They were so good.
They were really cool.
Were
It was
they?
like folk music.
It was
Yeah.
like
But
folk,
like-
folk
Interesting.
music. They're all
It
like
was like
70.
hard, yeah. It was pretty cool, yeah.
William,
Probably
when
not the best pairing.
Yeah.
set list
You'd
flow.
be surprised. I've been paired with. We've opened for the likes of Soulja Boy.
Aerosmith.
We've opened for
Shaq.
Cherub.
Yeah.
Waka
Waka
Flocka, Flame,
yeah.
Goat.
Slander. Afro Man a couple of
Afro
times.
Man
we've
a couple
opened for Afro
times, yeah.
Man.
He's a cool guy. Really
cool,
like him.
great guy. Like
I love Afro Man. Yeah, we hung out in his car a bunch before Fred's show.
William, when did you start Airbound?
So I started Airbound. I started booking for a couple bands around the Statesboro area. End of 2013, beginning of 2014.
Yeah.
I formed the Airbound LLC.
Get a little.
Water ASMR.
Somebody's using a new bathroom.
Stay hydrated.
in October of 2014.
Okay.
And that's when I made the decision that this is what I want to do.
Okay.
And
What was the motive on that? You just like enjoyed putting on shows and like leading bands. Like, do you have? Like, what was the influence? I suppose.
so I have a background in music. I mean, growing up, you're looking at Hoover High School's most musical vocal
Let's
senior.
go.
Senior.
No way.
Yeah, who's who?
Dude, sing a song with Josh tonight. Come
Never
on
been
now.
invited.
it's an open invitation. Are you kidding
No,
me?
when
Grab that mic.
When I started,
want to be with you.
when I started producing events, that was that retired the performance side. So,
Yeah.
but I think it's quoted in the yearbook that I had 3 goals in life. One, to own a venue.
Check.
2, to own or I wanted to work in the music industry.
Gotcha. Check.
I think you're
And then
doing that
3
pretty well.
was to own a recording studio.
Oh,
So
okay.
So is that next?
That's the long term.
I mean, we're in a
Nice,
recording studio
nice.
right
I
now.
didn't
You
know
want-
that.
you
I
wanna,
didn't know
like-
that side of you.
I'm not sure that I.
Are you looking more at
at
like the label side, or you just want to like own the equipment and like rent it out?
I mean, this has been a couple years. It might not be the same goal.
Yeah, I mean, this was a
if
high school
this is
kid's
still
dream.
in your
so.
goal, like
No,
your
I mean,
goal list.
I think what was cool about the first several years of being in business was I wasn't really afraid of any aspect of the industry. So I really kind of dipped my feet into a lot of different,
to everything. Yeah, for sure.
realms
A
and
residency of the music industry.
yeah,
if you
for
will.
sure.
Yeah.
And I found what I thought that I was best at and what I liked doing the most.
Yeah.
And that's producing shows and booking for venues. It's like it never fails. Anytime, there's just a raging concert or event or just a normal night at Blue, just seeing how much fun people have and then like seeing a band crush it and then just make that connection with the crowd. Like that's always what'll do it for me.
I love that. It's like full circle from like booking from it. You know what I mean? Kind of.
No, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, you facilitated so
He's
many
literally
good
there
times,
from the
you know what I
start.
mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's all. Like, this is all,
No
because of
doubt.
what you've been doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Big Daddy Bridwell.
I remember the first show that I put on in Statesboro, like a true promoter show. I bought a show with David Nail, country artist, and I didn't really know what I was doing. I never promoted a show, and had to bust ass,
going.
to get it to a sellout.
Yeah.
And we sold it out, and we ended up selling it out.
That's
and,
incredible.
He had a few songs on the radio at the time, and that was like the first moment of seeing a crowd. It's like 650 people, sing back every word of his song, and it was just, pretty surreal.
Does it ever make you kind of like, I hate to say nervous, but like, do you ever get a little uneasy when you're promoting a big show and it's like, damn, we got to fucking put 1,000 tickets in here or something?
Yes.
It keep you up at night sometimes?
Yes.
I figure, man, because like, even as a band, you worry about that. I can't imagine like not even having to say in how good the band does, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
And I mean, I think over the duration of being in this industry, it's like that's one of the biggest keys is learning what works and what doesn't.
Yeah.
Kind of like at the Blue Room, our typical night in, night out format while school's in session is that we have a band play with a DJ following after, but we don't try to charge a $15 ticket in advance. That's not our crowd.
Gotcha.
People want to come in, they want to be entertained, they want to have a great time, but they're college kids and they're balling on a budget.
Yeah.
For sure. I realized years ago that, in order to do a hard ticket show for an artist, buying a ticket in advance, there has to be a reason for them to purchase that ticket.
Yes.
Either notoriety of the artist or, in today's Summer Jam event, the notoriety of a couple of acts, that allow for a couple other acts to hop on the event and, just kind of finding the right balance.
So how do you guys decide, I guess, so sometimes it's just free to get in, but most weekends have covers though, right? Is that kind of the good middle between like, we don't want to force them to buy a ticket, but they should expect to pay a cover, right?
For sure. I mean, it's a business at the end of the day.
Of course.
We found with the Blue Room, in most cases on a normal night, it doesn't really matter who's performing.
Gotcha.
So like we found at a point in time, we actually ran a couple weekends where we only had one band in 2 weekends in a row, and we did just about the same numbers.
Really?
Interesting. But at the same time, like, we know that people around here long for live music.
Yeah.
You see it when there's 600 people packed in front of the stage for a band that's never played the market before.
You've got Blue Room fans, essentially. Like, they're going to come here for the Blue Room, not necessarily for who's playing. They just enjoy the atmosphere.
But the people here, you're right. The people here are, like, itching for good live music.
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
And, like, the first time we came, it was an immediate, like, connection.
Immediate success.
No doubt.
Audience.
And I found that, like,
TM.
there are a handful of bands that have come in, and y'all are one of them, Neutral Snap's one of them, that pretty much had that instant connection with our crowd. And I feel like has only been building, up since then.
Steadily, yeah.
But
considering that the crowd is kind of built in, like you say, people are a fan of Blue and not the band per se if it's their first time playing, how do you go about picking who makes the cut? Because, like, they don't have anything to offer usually unless they're based in Statesboro and can pull their 100, 200, whatever, friends.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough, like, because I've made a ton of friends in this industry, you know, and there's that balance of course, I want to see all my friends do well and be successful,
Absolutely.
At the same time, in terms of, when I book bands for our regular nights at Blue Room, I also have a responsibility to my business partners and our team here that thrives off of how busy we are.
Making their livings and everything.
Yeah, so it's like there's just a balance there, and I've worked with acts that are really good friends of mine that after a handful of plays, we just had to say, like, it's just this fit isn't really working out.
Gotcha.
I'm happy to book y'all wherever it makes sense, but this just doesn't seem to be working out.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's got to be, it's interesting to me, like, which groups kind of register. Like, it seems like there's definitely been a great interest in, like, obviously Snap, Highway 49, GrandVille, people like that come in here and it's just like they're instantly in, you know what I mean? Like, and you seem to take an interest in those kind of groups. What was it about, maybe just those three in particular, that you saw was like, all right, this could be something here? Is it just crowd reaction, bartender reaction, that kind of stuff?
I mean, a combination of all the above, really.
Yeah.
I mean, it first and foremost, we want our bands to come in and entertain our crowd. I think, bands like Snap and GrandVille and Highway 49, they fit in a lot of different scenarios. So in all the things that I'm kind of involved with, those bands are just really great fits because I do a lot of college parties. So naturally they're either already being requested by college groups and I'm just kind of facilitating that, or the second that I pitch those acts, it's instant, like, oh shit, like, these are...
When you pitch them to who? Like, the people that work here, like owners?
No. Like, I'm speaking in terms of, like, when I pitch them for fraternity and sorority parties.
Oh, I get what you mean. Okay.
So...
No, you're fine.
It, in terms of, you asked, like, I've kind of, I don't know how you worded it, but, like...
No, you're fine.
Take a liking to those three bands.
Take an interest.
Yeah, take an interest. Yeah. But it's a combination of a lot of things, I think.
Yeah, I guess it's hard to put your finger on per se, but you just kind of know when you see it. It's like, all right, that makes sense there.
And there's like a loyalty in this business is very, very hard to come by. And I think that for me, when I find people, and it doesn't matter if it's a band or another promoter or a venue owner, in Alabama, when I find people that I know I'm loyal to, and then they're loyal in return, and we try to help each other out in ways that we can. Naturally, I continue to gravitate toward those acts or promoters or venues, and try to work together, reciprocate.
Yeah, we kind of talked about this earlier. Just like the whole vibe here is like good with everybody, like the family thing that you guys were saying, JP. Like you just want to work with your people. You know what I mean?
Oh, totally. Yeah. Makes it a lot easier.
We also asked Al this, but like, what from seeing Snap the first time, which was I think he said the third time or the third date at Blue Room opened or whatever, to now, like, what kind of growth have you guys had together? Like, I know it's a technical question or whatever, but like, what's it been like for you guys together on the 4-year ride?
I think it's been great.
Yeah, it's been
like,
awesome.
Yeah,
man.
well, I feel like you've definitely, kind of helped us expand throughout Georgia. We've tried a bunch of different places. Some places work, like Barrel. We have a great connection there.
Yeah.
Some places didn't. That spot in Tifton was a little strange. We had a good time. Not saying it wasn't fun. It was just, a lot of people were looking at us at the back of the bar like, what the fuck are you doing here?
We've kind of done.
Does that boy have fingernail paint?
Yeah. Oh gosh, yeah.
I mean, that comes with the territory of doing what we're doing, where we're doing.
But there were also
it.
people at the front of the stage like, play a day to remember, and I'm just like, hell yes, like I'd love to.
We, especially with Will, we have it's very cool the relationship we've been able to foster with him, just because like I feel like it's been so long. You know what I mean? And it's always kind of been like, oh, Bridwell's handling the show, like we know it's gonna be.
Yeah, we know it's gonna be taken care of.
There's a lot of like reliability when we work together, and it's cool kind of being where we're from, because like the wildest thing about all of this is that we are so not from here.
Yeah,
very
not from here.
A hike from here.
So it's cool. I mean, I've touched on this a bunch of times, and it's probably one of my coolest, like my favorite parts about kind of where we are right now in this industry is that we're able to go so far out of home and still kind of have these relationships with people that seem like they're local. I'm gonna pivot right now because I now have the platform to do so. Neutral seltzers. Look at me in the eyes, so you know that I'm not joking around with you, neutral seltzers. There is an opportunity here that you are just missing. Every single day, my phone is not ringing. Every single day my phone is not ringing is a day that you're wasting not having us on this brand with you. I'll change my name to fucking neutral with the dots on the U. And
we are the cleanest whiteboard for your marketing campaign.
Yeah. Right. I'm also going to like spray paint all of your billboards. I'm telling you that right now. All the neutral billboards, I'm spray painting Snap.
I mean, they already got you drinking one on camera, though. Seems like you're already a sponsor. See, look at this. They don't need to pay you.
You can't actually drink alcohol on an ad for alcohol.
Oh, really?
That is a rule.
Put it on your plate.
If you ever watch beer commercials or whiskey commercials, they are never drinking.
Oh, never noticed that.
Yeah, they're just holding it, having a good time.
Interesting. Yep. Brittle, I have another question for you. I'm sorry. I'm just thinking, brainstorming here. If you have to run, feel free. I know you're a busy man. But I was wondering if you had a favorite show that you promoted here at Blue Room. Anything in particular?
It's okay. You don't have to say us. Like, this is completely...
Just like a favorite overall, like all time.
I've had
even a top 3.
I've had a lot of great shows with Neutral Snap. That's for sure. I think when you can bring in somebody that's like right there on the cusp of just being like a mega star, it's pretty unique.
Y'all had Luke Combs here, huh?
So not here. The two that stick out to me. In 2018, we had Morgan Wallen.
That's pretty huge.
It was supposed to be an outdoor show, but 6 or 7 days ahead of time, there's like a hurricane coming on the coast or something. It wasn't like hitting us very bad, but rain was going to be hitting us, and we knew that like a week out, which is very rare that you know that you're going to have bad weather.
Unlike today.
So we stopped ticket sales, made the decision with his team to stop ticket sales and move the show inside.
Okay.
When we had 990 tickets sold or something like that already.
Tapped out.
So that show ended up happening inside, and the atmosphere was just unfucking real.
I bet that shit was nutty.
I mean, like Morgan and I talked to members of his team that day. He got emotional on stage during whiskey glasses. He said that he had never heard a crowd sing his song, like that. He had never experienced that in his life. So it's kind of like he was having one of those just like out of body experiences. And I mean, it was just unreal. You know, it's all that I could say. You know, that show, and then right after COVID, so I guess it was 12 months after kind of the lockdown and everything. Country artists were starting to work their way back into playing bigger shows. But the bigger venues weren't open for business yet. And we were able to bring in Hardy.
I've seen the videos of this one. It looks
for
crazy.
for 2 shows back to back. And they were inside. So just those intimate shows with acts that should not be playing, venues this size.
You know, they could sell 2,000-3,000 and they're in a 900 seater. It's like, wow, that's incredible.
No doubt. You know, those will definitely be shows that I remember, you know, forever. So
yeah, man, love
cool.
that. Good answer. Good answer. Solid. Look at Wyatt over here, man.
That's awesome. Morgan Wallen, look at me in the face. I'm better.
Oh man. Well, William, what are you guys kind of working on now? Is kind of like the future. I know you've taken I think are you fully on the reins with GrandVille now? Are you booking all their stuff?
Yeah,
you
I am.
Jake Kenny helping you a little bit, or
he's
around here somewhere.
So Jake's awesome, man. Young dude and just tearing it up.
Absolutely talented.
Yeah, for sure.
Very talented. Good kid too.
You know,
they're rock stars, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely love what they're doing, and you know, happy to be a part of their team, and you know, for me, it's just continuing to promote shows, trying to build up some of those bigger branded, you know, bigger shows like the Orlando show,
stadium.
You know, those like 10 to 20,000 cap type events. You know, continue to keep the Blue Room, you know, hopefully at the top of the list of entertaining places for artists to come play. And then, you know, just
see where it goes.
Continuing to build the Greek life.
What is the Greek life scene back here? This is like one of the only towns we haven't done any Greek stuff. Is it like a huge thing here? Like in some town it like runs the place, like Tuscaloosa, I'd say.
There's a good Greek life culture at Georgia Southern for sure. You know,
you're good, brother.
You're good, man.
It's
Sweet.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, here.
No, we got some.
We got some here.
Appreciate it, fella. Hell yeah. What are we saying? Greek life, Georgia Southern.
Yeah, I mean, it's a. I think Georgia Southern Greek life is awesome, and they're it's pretty popular here.
Yeah.
You know, in terms of events and stuff, there's just not as high of a volume of like artist-based events as you'll find at like a UGA,
or Tuscaloosa or something. Yeah. So that's what I was wondering.
You know, the bigger the chapter, the bigger the budget, the more more events that you can have, the bigger artists you can bring in.
Makes sense.
So, you know, most organizations at Southern are kind of limited to more like 1 or 2 kind of bigger events a year.
Yeah. And they won't snap usually.
And those are like the events that we can bring in.
Makes sense.
Bring in action, bring in solid production, which I'm a big believer in for private events.
The last fraternity show we played here, they had the cold sparklers on stage.
Yeah.
That was super cool.
What is that?
That was
like
life-changing.
Basically like sparkle towers.
Okay.
It like shoots up sparkles like probably about 6 feet, 7 feet in the air.
Sick.
But it's not like. Well, I mean, it was hot, but it wasn't like you're gonna catch on fire.
No, they blow
was, like,
cold.
pretty warm.
That's why they.
Like, you can put
your hand on it. They blow
You put your
cold.
hand on it.
It
really?
looks like
It's crazy.
a fire.
It's crazy.
Like a fire shower, basically going on.
It's super cool.
But they're cold to the touch.
Interesting.
So,
you can run them
cold
inside.
sparks.
That's the big thing with
Yeah.
them.
That was production value to me is so important.
Yes, 100%.
And we have, because we've been doing this for so long, we have been able to kind of.
We have our own PA and like a full like production with like lights. We have a bunch of like pretty high end equipment too. We don't have a trailer right now. We kind of broke it, but we can do that. And so like that was one of the big things that really got us on the road, was that we were
Having
just
your
all
own.
in one. Like,
my
when you
van.
book Neutral Snap, you're not booking, the band and then production and then like, all the other stuff. We're just like, all right, give us a corner.
Well,
like,
that's the thing
we're gonna
when
go
you
set up and
play, when you're booked to play Blue and Barrel, it's like, all right, we got a badass sound system, badass lights, badass sound guys. Like, this is gonna be great.
Shout out to John
John's the
Klassen
man.
running
Shout
sound
out to
behind
John
Blue.
for
Like,
sure.
has been incredible.
No doubt. I mean, I think, and that's
A good
one-
sound guy can make a venue.
When-
That's the other thing too. Like, sometimes
sure.
we'll go and
Rob.
it's just like they're like a fucking stick in the mud. Like,
Angry
they're
at
just
life.
they're angry at life. They don't want to be there. They're just doing it to like pass the time or whatever. And then sometimes we come here and they're like really passionate about the sound. They like want to make sure your mix is right, like you're comfortable on stage, like it sounds good out there. Like, John here, Rob and Savannah, we
Rob
love him.
rules.
yeah, those are like.
Rob rules.
It is such a like weight off of my shoulders and mind, having John, as our production manager at Blue Room, and Rob and Savannah, like knowing that that the production managers are gonna set up a band for success, and then it's up to the band. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's up to the
Right.
band to follow through.
Right.
And
We
crush
really
it.
really
Like,
don't have anything to blame it on. You know what I mean?
exactly.
Yeah.
And
he-
Rob and John are so ingrained in the community, like especially in Savannah. Rob,
Yeah, for sure.
He's the guy.
Is the guy. He's we're friends. Like John and I play Warzone together. Like,
Yeah.
And I love that John's also a Saints fan.
John is not
Best part.
John is not a Saints fan.
William, I know we talked briefly about this one time, but you had talked about kind of getting bands like GrandVille to the point to where they could do Blue Room ticketed. Has there been any progress on that? Well, I guess today is ticketed, obviously, but like, like bands like that have roots here, like GrandVille, Snap. Like, is there a point to where it's like, all right, we could sell tickets for this because people buy tickets to come see Snap or GrandVille or whatever.
So I have. I seriously, I think I could write a book like on just like the ins and outs of like the industry itself and strategy and whatnot. So it's a very loaded question, but
For sure.
I'm beginning to have the mindset that unless you're trying to do a tour, like a sustained tour, whether it's just the Southeast or just 3 states, and do every show as a hard ticket show,
Yeah.
it's very hard to make that transition just like one market at a time.
Gotcha.
It's also, I find it's very hard to do it being, a single band. Like, it's much easier to sell a show when it's like, a lineup,
Yeah, 3
like
bands.
if you're like, for tonight, like, we got Sundown, we got Julia Gulia, GrandVille, and then us. Like,
Yeah,
there's
for sure.
people who would definitely, like you could be like, yeah, I'd buy a ticket to go see all
sure.
of that. Like,
For sure.
but sometimes I'm not like putting down like any single bands because it happens to us too. But like when it's just us, like, even if we play for 3 hours, like, it's there's, I guess, less being offered as opposed to like, if it was us and like multiple
and to
bands.
speak to that point, like what Statesboro has really not thrived in is cultivating and developing local acts. Like Sundown is one of the only bands that in the last year and a half, 2 years, maybe even like since pre-COVID, that has shown like that dedication to wanting to do do the music thing and
potential.
Go hard. Yeah, the potential,
Yeah.
like and want to try to grow and build and whatnot. Like, and that's really important. When you're trying to do hard ticket shows.
Yes.
You
the
know,
energy.
90% of those touring bands, they're trying to find that act in the market that can help.
Pull some sales up, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And-
So it's
I think
tough.
some of the culture around college towns that I guess that we've seen from
up, man?
playing. Get the fuck out of my podcast, Caleb.
I just got to piss, bro.
But all these bars kind of have fostered a community of just being the spot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that has always been when hard tickets are attached to something, it no longer becomes the vibe. It becomes an event that you have to go to. And what we have tried to do is be there.
Yeah.
You know?
Be the vibe. Just
not,
chill.
It's not that we don't want to pursue these hard ticket venues, but we will have a better time, get better exposure, probably make better money by just being there and learning to adapt to the fact. And I mean, it's kind of a humility thing because like, yeah, dude, nobody's gonna buy hard tickets anymore, man. No need. Like, you're not that guy. You know what I mean? Like, we're not that guy. We're not gonna come here and just be like, all right, here we are. Let's do hard tickets. We're not gonna have a good show. But we're gonna
maybe one day. I mean, we'll get to it.
But like,
you need a lineup.
Right, you need a lineup.
Even large touring acts always have 3 or 4 bands playing with them.
Mm-hmm.
So I think there's two points that come to mind. One, I think you're absolutely right about the culture of college towns and whatnot specifically. I'll say that the driving factor in ticket sales is content. You know, like if you are putting out content and there's traction behind that content and you're getting those streams and you're getting those impressions, that you're more likely to result in selling hard tickets, right?
That makes a lot of sense.
When a song hits radio and it blows up, then people want to go see that artist at a show, right?
Yeah.
So that factor, and then along with, I think the biggest mistake that I've seen bands make over the years, and I think you and I talked about this about Athens when we were talking about trying to do a show together up there.
Absolutely.
Bands are so quick to oversaturate markets that you're not going to be able to sell hard tickets if you're playing so frequently that it's
once
not
every
special.
2 weeks.
So, and also, to go back to the initial question about, GrandVille and Snap and whatnot, it's a hard decision to make to say, okay, like, let's try the hard ticket route next time through. Well, if the guys just played tonight, right, you'd want to wait at least 8 months before trying to come in and sell a hard ticket, right?
Yeah.
And then a couple $5-6 grand offers come through for private events. Yeah. And it's really like I'm a firm believer, like, if you're going to try a hard ticket show, you need to stay out of the market.
Right.
Like,
no, exactly. Because why pay a hard ticket when you can catch us at Fred's? We had that issue in Baton Rouge. We played a hard ticket venue called the Varsity all the time. Yep. Because we had just astonishing Fred's numbers. And the Varsity thought that would translate immediately. But, we would sell like maybe 100, maybe 200 tickets. Yeah. But like, it doesn't matter because like we were playing at Fred's 4 weeks later. Right. So why pay when you can come see it for free?
Yeah, exactly.
Which I totally get.
Well, and so to spin off that point, we are busy on our own account at the Blue Room on weekend nights, right? So if we're going to do a hard ticket show, even if it were to be a sellout show, if we did it at our normal time that we would normally have stuff going on, it would hurt our normal night.
Yeah, you do less
because
numbers.
we thrive on turnover.
Gotcha.
We thrive on people coming in, drinking, having fun, leaving, but more people coming in right behind them.
Yep. That makes
when you
sense.
you're limited your capacity when you do a hard ticket, right?
That makes a lot of sense.
So there's that factor. So what we have done in order to kind of play to the best of both worlds is that when we do a hard ticket show, it's an early show. Okay. So anytime Hardy or Riley or any of these guys have come in here, it's been at doors at 6 p.m.
Really?
The support act starts at 7, and the headliner is on at 8 o'clock.
Wow.
So
I find that's what happens with a lot of hard ticket venues too. Is the shows are generally earlier, and typically the bands will be over by 11.
Right, because people are coming to see.
Yeah, they're coming to see the show. Yeah,
so they're going to be there whenever you tell them to be there because they want to see those acts, right?
Yes.
So that's like, the thought process behind that, and that actually allows us to typically
probably even get a bigger turnover
night, because we're able to knock out the ticketed show, be done by the time that we're starting to get busy anyways. And then we get kind of our normal pop and whatnot after that.
It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Interesting. Good. And how do those shows usually do pretty well for y'all? Like when bands like Vagabonds or somebody comes through like the mid-tier, like not national or anything. How do those usually do? And like stews and stuff like that.
We haven't done a ton of the mid-tiers, to be honest. Just because it typically does not make a ton of sense to do it.
Gotcha. Yeah.
But
Two for life.
we've had some radio artists only sell 150 to 200 tickets. I'm not going to throw any names out there.
Yeah.
And then like the Vagabonds, they had it was the Vagabonds with the Stews supporting, and they had it was a Thursday night. It was solid. 500 people, something like that. 500 tickets.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's not bad. Especially on a Thursday.
Yep. Yeah. And so the Stews are going to come back Thursday, September 1st, this fall, and try a headlining hard ticket. Yeah.
Love to hear that. I'm excited about that.
That's really the process in my
mind.
You
talk. It's okay. We have microphones. Yeah. You're good. Y'all are good. Y'all can like please do business as usual.
Yeah.
William's on the phone. Hold on. William, need to run, man?
Podcast.
I am about in a minute. Yeah, we got doors in 15.
We should.
There's doors in 15?
So
it's 4:45.
Yeah, we've been casting pretty hard, dude.
He was like, I'll just grab 15 minutes, 20 minutes of your time.
Like an hour and a half, dude.
Well, thank you for stopping by, William. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate you coming and talking to us, man.
Thanks for having me.
I enjoyed it, man. It was interesting. All right, we're going to close it out now. Thanks to
Dude,
Snap as well.
I love doing these so much, man.
Thank
And
you,
it's so fun that you do this, and you are so good at it.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
Like, you are so easy to talk to, man.
I really enjoy it.
And you really do your research, and
Thank you,
it
man.
literally is so much fun.
I appreciate that, dude. Thank y'all for always being down, man.
Yeah,
dude. We love talking.
I'm glad William and Al, everybody get in here. It's great, dude. I think it's going to be a fantastic
It's like a little
one.
neutral snapping friends.
Yeah, dude. About to get these sundown guys in a minute.
Get them.
Well, shit. What time do y'all start it?
Yeah.
Where's everybody?
What time do y'all start?
6? Shit, we better call it quick. All right, fellas. Thank y'all so much.
Of course.
Say bye to the
Follow
camera.
Neutral
Wave
Snap
to the camera.
on all socials, man. Look at me in the face.
Neutral.
Look at me in the
Neutral.
face.
I'm looking at you. You better look at me.
We're better.
Neutral.
We're better.
We're better.
Neutral seltzer /
Talk
snap.
more shit about bands.
Talk shit. Talk your shit, dog. Just back it up, but talk your shit. I am fans of so many bands, and I talk shit about them every day because I love them so much, and I want them to be better. Be better. I'm better. Be better.
Iconic. Bye.
There's a glitch, a glitch in the system.